Framus. Das ist sehr aufregend.
You heard that right, and you heard it here. Hey everybody, Willie's American Guitars, and you know, every now and then we bump into some stuff that just has our head scratching. So, as a vintage store owner, I want to share my pain, okay? It's tough sometimes when you get stuff like this in. This is kind of a cool guitar, but it's hard to explain. You've got this multi-laminated neck, and people look at that, and these days people will just pass right by like, oh, nah. But then look at the front. That's an ebony board with pearl inlay. I'll tell you what, Framus, made in Germany, did this on all their necks for strength. These multi-laminated necks are for strength. But then look at the headstock that actually pitches forward instead of backward. I know, crazy. But this is kind of a cool guitar. It wasn't that hard to figure out because you could find these BL75s. Here's what's interesting. This is made during a period of time when guitar factories couldn't keep up. So they went to other factories. Suddenly Goya out of Sweden and Framus out of Germany, they were kind of hip, and we needed guitars. Everything was on back order. Sound familiar? The Germans made really great stuff, and these pickups are made by Bill Lawrence. I know, weird, huh? So Bill Lawrence, who's made, if you're older, you've heard that name countless times. He's designed all kinds of pickups, and this is a really interesting guitar. So it's the kind of thing we run into. We're like, I don't know what to price this at, because it's missing its truss rod cover, but it sounds great, and it's kind of funky with this multi-laminated neck, but it stays in tune. And so I'll stop my whining and put this back. Now here's something else though that we just got in, and this is really weird. This is a Regal. Take a look at that headstock logo. Regal is from Chicago, and Chicago is a huge manufacturing town. Regal was the largest instrument manufacturer in the world in the 30s. I'll say that again. Regal was the largest stringed instrument manufacturer in the 30s. This is an interesting guitar because of this inlay. See that inlay on there? I mean, that's really cool. But Regal is not a really well-known name. So when you or me, we get something like this, it's a solid top, laminated back and sides. Somebody has stripped away the lamination. Check it out. It's laminated on the back. And that's not fake tiger striping. That's real laminated, flamey maple, real laminated. I love saying that. But all the lamination was taken off the side. Like, what the heck? And then this inlay, it's a Brazilian rosewood board. And by the way, Brazilian rosewood came in different grades. So there's AAA, AA. This is like B Brazilian. But it's Brazilian rosewood. And it's real pearl inlay. And it sounds kind of great when it's in tune, which it's not. So, what Regal was famous for, do you know Fender owned Regal for a while? Yeah, they had the rights to the name, and what did they do with it? They made banjos. I think they made like 3 banjos in the 60s. They bought the name Regal from Harmony. Regal got knocked out during the Great Depression, but what they were famous for is making laminated bodies for resonators. Laminated bodies is what they were famous for because they could make things cheap out of the plywood, lamination. And on a resonator, your top, you don't need it. You want a top that is really durable because all your sound comes from this plate here. So Regal was a natural choice, and most of the old Dobros you're going to buy are made by Regal, even though they say Dobro. Very incestuous thing. And Harmony and Regal were both the same people for a while. However, this is a 40s Regal with a nifty pickguard. It's got all this wear on it. It sounds kind of good. And go ahead, tell me, what would you price this at? And how do you make a reasonable offer? Okay, now when you buy it, one of these old things, you have to do a neck set. And do you think it's any less because it's a Regal? No, it's more because it's a Regal. Because that block does not want to give up the neck. And then when you get it all down and you get your frets down, you got high frets, now you got to do another $125 fret dress on it. Now what are you going to ask for? Do you hear where I'm coming from on this? Am I getting through to you? This is kind of a pain in the ass. So you know what you do? You just take it home and enjoy the fingerboard and the artwork, because selling this is going to be hard. I really dig the inlay. I mean, that's cool. Does it sound very good? Yeah, kind of. Okay, that's all for now. Me just bitching and cutting loose a little bit here. The pains of owning a store and trying to figure out what a laminated 40s Regal with a squarish neck and stripped sides would be worth if it needs $700 worth of work.